What is going on, guys? My name is Sean Barnard, and today I'm here with bettingaz.com, here to give you a sportsbook breakdown on Desert Diamond Sportsbook in the state of Arizona. Has been legalized since 2021. It is only legal in the state of Arizona. In this video, I'm here to give you a breakdown on the pros and cons of the overall sportsbook, take you through a little bit of the registration process, talk about what funds are accepted or what ways you can get money into your account, as well as everything else you need to know before getting involved in the sports betting experience. Before I dive fully into it, I would like to note that you can check out more content on our website, bettingaz.com. On the website, that there is a specific breakdown of Desert Diamond Sportsbook that you can get more specifics of. If you have any specific questions regarding the usage of the sportsbook, you can refer to this, and it also has an area with a link that will directly get you to make sure that you're capitalizing on the best possible promotions. I'm going to circle back on the importance of this, but the link for this article can be found directly in the description to this video below. So make sure to check that out before getting involved. Now, without further ado, let's dive fully into Desert Diamond Sportsbook, take a look at the interface, and go from there. So as you can see, this is this blue and white design that is kind of the what they are known for, the main premise of the sportsbook itself, the main outlook or the overall layout of it. On the left side of the screen, you have in word form kind of the NFL, NCAA football, MLB, all the acronyms when it comes to these sports leagues. That's how you find them on this side, as well as across the top, we have some symbols to work with when it comes to football, baseball, hockey, soccer, boxing, etc., etc. Another thing to note right off the bat is there are a lot of these bonuses that are popping up here. These are things that are constantly rotating and ones that you want to keep an eye on, even if it is such as like an 18% profit boost or something like that. Those are options that you should keep on the table. If it's something that you plan on wagering on anyway, might as well get a little bit of an extra payout for. I do think Desert Diamond Sportsbook does a nice job of keeping those rotate. And also right below, there are options of pre-made same game parlays, whether it be baseball, football, any other sports, they will rotate through here. So if something catches your eyes before you having to create your own, you can jump right on it by simply clicking add to bet slip. You are, of course, free to create your own wagers and place on whatever you want. These are not a requirement by any means, but something to note that they are always there. Now let's begin. The first thing you're going to want to do once you are on the actual website is you're going to want to click register to create an account. You are going to have to type your first name, last name, address, the whole date of birth, phone number, all the usual stuff. You have to verify your identity, make sure you're within the state's legal boundaries, and you do have to go through this login process. I will say it's a little bit more strenuous than some of the other sports books when we talk about the creation account, but for the most part, it is kind of the same thing. That it will take you less than 10 minutes. You just have to jump through the hoops, make sure that you're all squared away. And once you have that set up, that this is a one-time thing. Beyond this, you would just need your login and you'll be good to go from there. But those are the general steps for the registration process. Nothing too strenuous and nothing that you can't handle or is out of the norm when it comes to Desert Diamond Sportsbook. So now that we've got that, and before I dive any further, I do want to harp on the importance of promotions. So promotions are one of the best ways to maximize your potential earnings while minimizing your risk. It is something that each sportsbook handles a little bit different. Each have different options for, but that is the best way. Coat your account with some extra earnings or extra credits and make sure that you are setting yourself up for the best success. The best way to do this is with the welcome bonus. Those tend to be the most common options for what is available, or the most lucrative options for what is available. So that is when you are first starting your account. So you don't want to miss out on that. Make sure you know that going in. And I also would like to note that there is always some inherent risk when it comes to sports gambling. You are wagering your own hard-earned money, so make sure you keep that in mind. And some of the ways that you can get money in and out of your account when it comes to Desert Diamond Sportsbook, number one is credit and debit card. Number two is online banking. They also accept ACH/e-check, prepaid, paid plus cards. They PayPal, Skrill, cash at the casino, and at the Pay Near Me. So those are the options for what Desert Diamond Sportsbook will accept when it comes to that. But let's dive fully into how to actually place a wager at this point in time. So let's kick things off. Let's jump into the NFL lines and take a look at things. As you can see, a pretty clean layout for how to scroll through, find the game that you were looking for. And for this specific example, I want to talk about the Arizona Cardinals. So this week, they'll be facing off against the Los Angeles Rams at the point of this recording. 6.5-point favorites for the Rams in the matchup. The Cardinals plus 240 underdogs on the money line. The over-under set at 48 minus 110 in each direction here. Let's say you believe in the hometown Arizona Cardinals getting upset. I do think Joshua Dobbs has impressed me a little bit. He's got a little more to him than I expected. I think they could pull this off. So I'm going to click that plus 240. You can see it pops right up, the bet slip right here on the screen, and then you simply type how much you want to wager. So if I was to drop $20 on this, a potential payout of $68. You have $48 plus the 20 you initially wager, and then you simply click place bet there. So that is as simple as it is. The bet slip pops out of nowhere, that it is right here on your screen. And something I think is important to note, and something else that I want to bring up, parlays have grown in popularity in a major way, and for good reason. That this is the best way to get the most lucrative payout, but it also carries the most inherent risk. That obviously it takes all legs to hit before the bet to cash. So if it does not happen, you are out of luck. But I do want to take you through what it looks like to place a parlay here on Desert Diamond Sportsbook. So if I was to scroll up, take a look at some of these other NFL games. Let's say you feel good about the Titans and Ravens. I feel good about the Ravens on a minus 3.5 point spread, minus 107 odds. I'm going to click that, add it, and bang. It is added to the card right there and already calculating. So plus 560 for the 2-game parlay here. You can see it right at the top. And if you want to go back, you want to place these individually, you simply click over to singles that it has these, or you simply click to parlay, and it is right there. And the same exact process that if you were to place a $15 wager on the Ravens -3 and Arizona Cardinals money line, a $15 wager would pay out a potential payout of $98.94, and you simply click place bet there. So that is all it takes when it comes to parlay. And as I mentioned, that you can toggle back and forth between single and parlay if you want to get in both there. So that is the way to do that. But it is not limited to just football here. So let's take a jump across sports here, and we're going to go to the MLB. And you know what? We're going to go to the live betting markets because at the time I am recording this, the Diamondbacks and Dodgers are currently playing each other. At this point, the Diamondbacks have a 1-0 series lead and hold a 3-1 lead in this specific game. We can see that the odds are changing right in front of us as I record this, but you can still see them through here. And the Diamondbacks are minus 240 on the money line. Dodgers plus 180 on the money line. The run line 1.5 in favor of the Diamondbacks, and the total runs is set at 8. The reason that I want to specifically point this out is this is an example of why the live betting market can be so lucrative for sports bettors. That if you are a believer in the Dodgers were pretty significant favorites coming into this matchup, so you had to pay a pretty significant payment to reach that, or reach a pretty significant odds to reach that. Now, a couple innings into this baseball game, you can get the Dodgers at plus 195 on the money line. Now, that's obviously connected to the game script and what's going on out there, that the Dodgers are down in the middle of a game. So obviously they are higher odds for them to come back and win, but there is still an opportunity there. So, for example, if this was how you were watching it, you could jump in and click the plus 180 on the money line for the Dodgers here. You simply type how much. If I was to put $12 on that one, it would lead to a potential payout of $33.60. And you go about it the same way as a traditional bet. Or maybe you're really rocking with the Diamondbacks. After watching it, seeing how convincing those first couple innings were, you feel really good about that run line at minus 1.5. So if you were to drop $25 on that, that would lead to a potential payout of $44.50, and you simply take it as if it was a straight bet there. So as much as the live betting market is a little different from a functionality standpoint, that the way you actually use it is the exact same. And another point that I would like to note here is that there is more than just the wins and losses, the money line, the spread, all these things. So I'm going to click deeper into this Diamondbacks and Dodgers game. And as you can see, there are a ton of props that you can jump in. So if I want to jump into the instant betting, get really into this, you can bet batter 1 of inning 5 to record a hit or walk, excluding hit by pitch. So I can jump in if I'm feeling good about a rally start now. I can jump in at plus 220 for that. Same thing for the second batter. You also can get it down to the pitch, whether it's a strike or foul, a ball or a hit by pitch, whether it's in play, each of things. So you can get that specific with it if you want to, right here on Desert Diamond Sports. You also can go by inning if you want to bet the Diamondbacks to win inning 5, pitch by pitch, batter specials if there's specific players you want to get into, selected markets, and of course the same game parlay. So as much as I'm talking about parlays across sports, if you want to get multiple games, that you can have the same exact effect within the same game. So bet on a couple players, couple totals, one side, and you can brew together your own same game parlay and have options there. So those are the biggest things that when it comes to Desert Diamond Sports. And the last point that I would like to make here is it is not tied to just one specific game, that you can jump in and get some futures bets. And I'm going to do that by going to the futures markets here. And as you can see, the design starts out, we have the AFC Championship, We have each of the divisions, regular season MVP, some regular season specials, the Arizona Cardinals market. So, for example, if I was to click on the Arizona Cardinals markets, we can bet on them to make the playoffs at plus 1,800 odds. Their over-under for games won this year is set at 4.5. So if you think they can scrape up 4 more wins, as they have won at the time that I recorded this, you click that 4.5, it pops right up, and I'm going to jump on that. If you were to type a $25 wager, that would lead to a payout of $45 even, and you can bet on the Cardinals. You can be rooting for the Cardinals week in and week out from here on out. So those are ways to make sure that you're not just wagering on a one and done game and that money is either hitting your pocket or out the window, that you can follow along for the length of an entire season. So that is an advantage when it comes to the futures market as a whole, and that is available on Desert Diamond Sports right here. So overall, I would like to say that I would recommend Desert Diamond Sports as an effective sports book. To break down my overall rating, the welcome bonus number 1, I'm going to give a 5 out of 5. These are something that constantly rotate and you have to keep up to date with. So this is something that's going to stick around. But at this point, there are some pretty lucrative offers for the welcome bonus and signing up. As I mentioned, that is the most lucrative way or the most lucrative option or opportunity for you to coat your account with some additional earnings. So you should take advantage of that on Desert Diamond Sports. The payment options, I will give a 5 out of 5. I don't think it's as crisp as maybe some of the more, experimental options or other variables that are out there, but it does have all the basics and you can get money in and out. It is trustworthy when it comes to the money coming in and out of your account. It ensures flexibility for users because there are some other options, and the main basics that I believe people use are right there. The sportsbook itself, I'll give a 4 out of 5. I do think it offers a fairly user-friendly interface. The navigation is solid, and there are a nice range of features, so it is an enjoyable mobile betting experience. The speed and overall functionality has some slight room for improvement, so I don't want to give it a full 5 out of 5, but I do think it checks more boxes than I expected, and I honestly had a pretty easy time navigating, which I was impressed by as a whole. The variety in features, I'll give a 4 out of 5 as well. That I think it does a nice job, including money line, over-unders, parlays, futures, live bets, daily promos, odd boosts. There are a lot of options on the Desert Diamond Sportsbook. The only thing holding it back from the 5 stores, there's not a true rewards program, or I guess a way to keep you on the app in the way that I think would be very beneficial for them. And because it's such a niche market, only being Arizona, I think that's especially important for that. So I do think that's something to keep in mind down the line. But for anything that you're specifically logging on this app and want to wager on, I do believe you will find it on Desert Diamond Sportsbook. Lastly, the customer service, I will give a 4 out of 5 as well. I think it's pretty satisfactory, but there are improvements that could be made. An example of one of this would be expanding the support to 24/7 to enhance the overall customer experience. And the quality of service is strong, but it's just not there all the time. So for the most part, I think it is a good experience that if you have an issue, they will address it, and they have well-trained staff that can handle things, but it's just not there all the time. So I will give it a 4 out of 5 for that. Overall, I would recommend using Desert Diamond Sportsbook. I do think it is effective for those that want to use it. It is limiting because it's only in Arizona and there are some other complications with it, but it does check just about every box that a sports gambler would hope for, has plenty of options when it comes to wagers. So, it does the job, checks all those boxes, and you will be satisfied with the overall result. Thank you guys for watching this video. Once again, make sure to check out bettingaz.com. The link is directly in the description for this video. You can get a more in-depth look at Desert Diamond Sportsbook, as well as any other questions that you might have across anything in your sports betting experience. Make sure to capitalize on that. Make sure you follow those links to take you right so you're capitalizing on the best possible promotions and setting yourself up for the best success. And best of luck with all your plays moving forward. Peace.